What a week, what a night. What's up?
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, I'm sure you'll want to kind of decompress, right? I mean, this card was amazing on its own, but then to be the first one back, I mean, how do you sum up everything that happened tonight, just how you're feeling at the moment?
Yeah, it was an amazing night. I think, oh, sorry, yeah, Okay. I felt it yesterday too at the weigh-ins and at the fighter meeting. Felt weird, felt different at the fighter meeting yesterday, and you know, these guys came out tonight and performed from the first fight of the night to the main event, and obviously the fans were absolutely insane. It was really. I mean, we had this conversation. I've talked to some of you personally about it, and I've talked to you guys, you know, about it. But there's just a different energy you get when people are here. And tonight was insane.
We've got a lot to talk about in terms of fights, but Chris Weidman, what's the latest with him? Do you have any medical updates on him?
He's stable right now, and he'll have surgery in the morning.
Jimmy Crute as well. I mean, was that one of those weird ones with the nerve, or did he maybe a ligament? Do we know?
Yeah, no, I don't think that's a nerve. I think he blew his knee. There's something wrong. And listen, I'm no doctor, but yeah, his knee is not right.
Let's talk about Kamaru Usman. As you said, just an absolutely amazing performance from him tonight. I don't think anybody saw the fight ending that way. Just what are your thoughts on him? And he's saying, hey, I'm pound for pound #1. I mean, are you looking at him as that as well?
Yeah, listen, I think we can all agree. No matter how you feel, you know, the guy's getting booed in there tonight. He's one of the best ever, and he's on his way to probably being the greatest of all time. I mean, the guy is an absolute stud. He looks better every time he comes out. You know, these people talk about him being boring. You're an idiot. You're an idiot if you think this guy's boring. He hasn't been in a boring fight in a while, and, you know, he changed after he did that whole I only gave 30% tonight thing. He's been a different human being ever since the RDA fight.
No doubt. Colby Covington was in the building. Does that seem like the fight to make now? I mean, obviously the history there.
It's the fight to make. Yeah, he's the #1 guy in the world. And, you know, Usman's thing was he didn't want him to be the backup. He's like, I want Masvidal, then I want a camp, and I'll take him again. And, you know, he's like, I'm going to start lapping these guys. But for him to really cement your legacy, you know, when you go in and you beat the guys who are looked at as the best in the world at that time, and you beat them twice, and you beat them convincingly, you know, it's all just part of cementing that legacy that this guy's going to end up having someday.
Can you get your thoughts on Rose? Obviously, an incredible win for her, and then emotional scenes. I mean, Joe Rogan's in there crying. I mean, what were your thoughts on just the whole thing?
Tonight was special, man. Tonight was a special night in so many different ways. You know, monumental for us to be back first. Yeah, it was a big night. And everybody fought like it was a big night.
Yeah. That division strawweight so deep with amazing fighters. Do you see a clear-cut #1 contender for Rose, or is this one that we're going to have to kind of figure out what makes sense?
Listen, obviously the rematch is, you know, that's a fun fight. And I think a lot of people will be excited about that fight. But, you know, I don't make fights the night of the fight, but I'm just saying off the top of my head, that makes a lot of sense.
Last thing on fights, Valentina. I mean, I think we're running out of superlatives to describe how good she is. I mean, what can you say about Valentina?
It's almost like, tell me if this is how you felt tonight when she was fighting, like she was pissed. Like she was mad that anybody could, because I love this fight because I knew Jessica Andrade was going to show something that she hasn't seen yet, and she was going to be in her face, and she was going to do this, and she was going to do that. And it's like, she was like a demon tonight, pissed off that anybody believed that was possible, and she looked incredible. You know, it was one of the best performances of her career.
Yeah, it was. And so everybody's saying, look, the only person that that could possibly beat her is Amanda Nunes. But I mean, they're in different weight classes. I'm curious. I mean, is that an appealing fight to you, or do you feel like they should have their own kind of legacy?
Yeah, their own legacies. Listen, they fought a couple times. You know, people can think whatever they want. There's always somebody else coming up. There's always a new contender. And it's not Valentina's fault that she's, you know, one of the all-time baddest women on this planet. So making her move up to 135 pounds just doesn't make sense. They did it twice. Yeah. Listen, if they both come to me and they both want to do it, and whatever. then I'll make it happen. But it's not something I'm thinking about.
We almost got Daniel Cormier out of retirement tonight to fight Jake Paul. I'm just curious what you thought about that whole spectacle. I mean, the crowd was chanting Jake Paul. They had the little confrontation there.
Listen, I've said it before and I'll say it again. This kid's done a good job of putting himself in a place to make some money, man. So good for him. He's got you guys talking about him all the time and asking questions about him, and got Daniel Cormier running after him. So he's doing something right. He knocked out an NBA guy that was 40 years old and 30 pounds less than him, and I don't even know what to think about the Askren thing, man. The whole thing is mind-boggling to me, but hey, good for him. Grab that money while you can, kid.
I was gonna say, would you ever do business with him? I mean, it sounds weird, but the numbers are there.
The numbers are there? Nah, I don't know if the numbers are there. Listen, do you know what would happen to this guy? He ain't fighting in the UFC. These guys are. You're getting me talking about the guy again. He's getting hand-picked opponents, and God knows what else is going on with that whole thing. It's all. There is a market for that. That's not what I do. That is not what I do. People want to see that, and people want to see it, and it's great. And this kid's going to make a couple bucks before this ride is over, and it's just not what I do. What I do is what happened tonight. What happened tonight is we sold this place out, and it was packed, and the numbers that you're hearing that they did are full of. They're full of, okay? They didn't pull those kind of numbers at all, not even close. And tonight, what happened here tonight is what I do. The best versus the best. There is a market for that. People want to see that stuff, and that kid's going to make a couple bucks, and good for him.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.